Hello, everybody. Welcome to an evening show here going live. My name is VinceTagliavia, back again before the morning because of the breaking reports of the US and UK strikes on Yemen that are unfolding this evening. That's right. Reports of the US and UK strikes on Yemen. I thought I'd go live. We could kind of follow this as the news keeps breaking. And we're going to get right into it. Please share these if you're here. Share this with people who might care to follow this now and figure out what's up, Princess Lisa. What's up? What's up? I'll tell you. Breaking report. Let's just jump right into things, okay? This is just starting to unfold in the last hour or so. And I shall share this with you here. Might as well share my sound as well. We've got Chuck Calesto, and he just tweeted this out 10 minutes ago. Breaking report. Fighter jets, Navy destroyers, and submarines. US and UK unleash major bombardment on Yemen. The US and UK air forces have initiated airstrikes on Houthi military positions in Yemen. On Thursday night, missile strikes commenced in Sana'a, I don't know how to pronounce it, the capital, following a warning from the U.S. about repercussions if the Iranian-supported Houthi rebels continued to attack vessels in the Red Sea. According to NBC, U.S. and British forces are conducting these strikes on various sites, employing both fighter jets and Navy destroyers. And here's a nice little graphic here. The powerful weapons being aimed at rebels: Reaper drone, RX-9, AGM-114 Hellfire, Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning. And it shows the Houthi territory there in Yemen, just there on the Red Sea. I can't say we're surprised, right? Jeez. I can't say we're surprised here. Yeah, that's right. Hellfires. This is crazy. It's developing. We're seeing the mainstream just starting to pick this up. We're also seeing the misinformation go around. So we have to be careful and vigilant with what's going on out there. Canadian Prepper, you guys might follow him. If not, go ahead and follow him. He has some good prepping things and products and all this stuff and advice for prepping for SHTF situations and whatnot. He said this. He's kind of realizing something here. Canadian Prepper tweeted this out at 4:15 p.m. Pacific time today, just 17 minutes ago. He says, and with the push of a button, as rumors of attacks on U.S. warships circulate. That's right. There are rumors of attacks on U.S. warships as well. Some even saying that they've been hit, but it's unconfirmed as of now. But we'll head to the mainstream news to see what they're saying, if they've heard anything from the military or anything else. But he says, Canadian Prepper, quote, every mainstream media in unison switched to the war with Yemen on their main pages, all within seconds of one another. CBS, latest news, US and UK strike Houthi targets in Yemen. ABC News, US launches large-scale retaliatory strikes against Iranian-backed Houthi militants. The Houthis had made repeated attacks on Red Sea shipping despite U.S. warnings. Sorry, I've got a dirty sweater on. I haven't cleaned up for the day. I just got out here and was messing around online, and sorry. Here we go. CNN, U.S. military strikes Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen. The operation comes at a tense time as the U.S. looks to ensure the war in Gaza doesn't spill out into the wider region. Fox News, U.S. and UK forces launch airstrikes against Iran-backed Houthis in response to Red Sea attacks. Ooh, this war is starting to escalate. Here we go. Please, if you're on Twitter, retweet my tweet about this live so we could get people in here, figure out what's going on together. I appreciate that. And hit those likes and whatnot. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Jesus is my savior says good evening over there on YouTube. Good evening to you. And thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. And that goes for all of you as well. Hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Good to see you all indeed. And then in the evening time, what a treat. Yeah. Army Ranger says, here comes the attacks in the USA and stay safe and alert. Absolutely stay safe and alert. And if you haven't already, my intention is not to cause panic or anything. I think we have time, but it's not a bad idea to prepare in some manner. Food, water, first aid, just the basics that you have on hand anyway, or you should, okay? Because when SHTF, we are seeing destabilization already. We see the crowds of kids and teenagers looting and all this stuff. I mean, there's no reason to find yourself in a situation where people are acting like lunatics. So, a little bit of action goes a long way. So, prepare the best you can, as you can. Thank you, Jesus is my savior. They write, I am so happy for you, Vince. Thank you very much. I'm happy for you too. I appreciate your support. Thank you. And thank you, Army Rangers, for posting on Twitter and sharing. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here. We have a little video from Sky News. It's a few minutes long. Let's go ahead and watch this. Wait a second. This is old. Why did they put this? Sky News reported that there's no update yet on the UK side, but clearly from reports coming out in the US, this operation is underway. So we haven't heard from the UK yet. Let's see if that's changed. I'm on Twitter because that's what's kind of where you could get information that's breaking. But I will say this, there's fake video going on out there. So we have to be vigilant, be careful with what we share, take everything with a grain of salt until we could verify and prove these things. It's a horrible situation. And of course, there's always going to be the preferrelation. I can't say the word. The use of fake information out there that makes its way, but we have to do our best to find the truth. There's already fake videos going on from like 2014 that Mario Knopfel put out earlier. I tweeted at him. I said, correct this. This is an old video. Thanks to Roz Alerts, who pointed out it's a fake video. I mean, they're getting a lot of this information coming out is coming from Telegram, the Houthi page on Telegram. And let's face it, it's not the best source of information out there. And that's just the reality of the situation. Their latest, they're showing some footage of the short but powerful airstrikes in Yemen. Let's see if we could find that and if it's even been verified. But I will say this with a grain of salt. Take this all with a grain of salt because it's literally breaking, and this is the time where they put out fake information, and then they say, we need to put regulations on Twitter. They're causing mass panic. They caused mass panic. There was not that attack. Oh, my gosh. They caused mass panic. Everybody went to Costco. It put lives in danger. We need to get Elon out of there. God forbid the First Amendment is allowed to prevail, right? So there's no need to panic. We just focus on the things we could control, which prepping is one of them, right? Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And we'll follow this, but yeah, focus on the things we could control. That's a big one. Rumi says, but I have no followers. That's okay, Rumi. My pleasure, Rumi. My pleasure. Let's see. So allegedly, here's footage that's being posted on Telegram. Take it with a grain of salt, unverified, from Telegram, and then quickly moved to Twitter. Let's see what they are posting. Whoa. Oh, God, mute. You guys can't hear it. It's just a lot of racket. You don't want to hear this. Looks, I can't read this. Some report. I'm not sure where this is from, but just a fiery mess. 13-second video. Let's see what else we could find here. Footage of the short and powerful airstrikes in Yemen's Sana'a and Hodeidah. Airstrikes have now ended, as per most media reports, just returning to base. No casualties. This is Ironman171234, and they posted this image of an alleged explosion from tonight. As I just mentioned, here it is. Unverified, by the way, folks. Okay, so just take our time in what we take as 100% fact here as things unfold, but we will have the truth. We will have the truth very soon as this unfolds, and undoubtedly by the morning we will revisit all of these stories, and I'll give you guys the lowdown of what has occurred overnight, if anything, or if things have kind of cooled down. Who knows? But we'll keep our eye on it. People are getting so mad at me because I went on Disclosed TV said they reported on the U.S. and British warplanes attacking Houthi targets in Yemen tonight. And I just responded, Trump had no wars. There were no wars under Trump, and he just came out with that clip yesterday, right? I had 0 wars. It's true, but people are like, he bombed this, he bombed Syria, the Moab, and all this stuff. People are really upset at me and attacking me on Twitter right now. That's okay. That's quite all right. Whatever. Let's see. Let me go to my notes here. Let me see if they posted an update over here on the BS Telegram channel. Ooh, what the hell? So there are rumors here. Ansara Allah Parliament member. What's going on here? Let me look this up. Hold on a second. Ansar Allah. Is he on Twitter? This is just breaking. Gosh, I hate, Mario Nawful, sometimes he's way off, but let's see what he says here. New Houthi statement on response against US and UK. And I'm seeing this is coming from Telegram. So this could be fake, okay, everybody? But we will learn more soon. This is the rumor circulating now from Mario Nawful, who posted a fake video earlier. So like I said, we need to be vigilant and careful with information. He writes, new Houthi statement on response against US and UK. Member of Ansarallah Political Bureau Ali Al-Qahom, quote, the battle will exceed the imagination and expectations of the Americans and the British. The war is open, and the Americans and the British will regret their aggression and pay a high price. The Yemeni armed forces are responding to the American and British warships in the Red Sea. A fierce war in the Red Sea, and we targeted American and British military sites and bases. I think I did actually see a report that a base in Iraq was getting attacked at the same time. So let me jump over there. Let me look up the keyword Iraq and see if this is indeed what people are saying over here live on X. Sprinter, not my favorite source, but attacks on U.S. military base in Iraq 48 minutes ago. Officer Liu, breaking U.S. military bases are currently under attack in Iraq by Iran-backed forces. U.S. Embassy in Iraq bombed, report 31 minutes ago from the Jerusalem Post. Holy crap. The Jerusalem Post. The events came within a half hour of reports that the U.S. and Britain had begun striking Houthi targets in Yemen, and if that was indeed an attack, it was presumably an act of retaliation. This was... the United States Embassy in Iraq was bombed on Thursday night, according to preliminary reports that the Jerusalem Post could not independently confirm. That's right. These cannot be confirmed. The event came within a half hour of reports that the United States and Britain had begun striking Houthi targets in Yemen. And if that was indeed an attack, it was presumably an act of retaliation. The U.S. and Britain struck dozens of targets across Yemen, according to some reports, ranging from training bases to drone facilities. Iranian-backed groups had warned they would respond to attack on Houthis. It was believed to be the first time the United States has struck the Houthis since 2016, following months of attacks by the Iranian-backed rebel group against ships in the Red Sea that the group considered linked to Israel. Reliable information on the events in Iraq was sparse, but the preliminary reports came after a previous warning by Iranian-backed militia groups in Iraq that they would attack an American base with everything in their power should the U.S. hit Houthi targets. Ooh, Lord. Horrible situation unfolding right now, everybody, if you're just tuning in. Apparently, the U.S. and U.K. are beginning to attack Yemen, the Houthis in Yemen, and that there's potentially been a response back and attacks against the U.K. and the U.S. Navy. Reports are all over the place right now, so it's hard to find exactly what's going on here. So let's just see it as it comes, and then we'll see how it all unfolds. Gosh, we're kind of waiting for updates, but let's hope that they don't sink a ship or something crazy, man, because that is really going to escalate this quickly. And this Red Sea situation is really, really bad. I mean, this is stemming now. I mean, I think it relates a lot to the BRICS nations, and I think that World War III is really just there. And a lot of people are saying we're in World War III, but I'm talking about a World War III where it becomes kinetic with China, it becomes kinetic with Russia, it becomes kinetic with North Korea, and all these other players in the world. We look at the BRICS nations. We look at the trade routes having to go around the Horn of Africa in the past weeks, and the cost of goods skyrocketing and being delayed for about a week or a few more days than normal to get around the Horn of Africa. So the economic portion of this warfare has begun to become violent. We've had a UN helicopter stolen, right? UN helicopter was stolen. We covered that this morning. Ships boarded. The U.S. taking an Iranian oil tanker, and then the Iranians taking back their tanker, and then the U.S. saying, give it back, it's not yours. It's just these trade wars that have become physical, if you will. And now we see these bombings occurring. And that's the way we thought it would escalate, and here we are. Hopefully this can be de-escalated quickly, but it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. Let's face it. That's the reality of the situation. What was Left Maryland says that was mind-blowing and hysterical. What are you referring to? Sorry, I didn't see when you had typed that in there. Let's see here. Let me give this a refresh. Let's see what Roz Alerts is saying here right now. Roz Alerts, 34 minutes ago. Video shows U.S. UK conducting airstrikes that is taking place in Yemen with support from Canada. Great. Don't. Sorry, I apologize. I've disconnected here. Hopefully I'm back in a second. Come on. Am I back? I apologize for that brief interruption, folks. My gosh. Let's watch this video from Roz Alerts. Again, it says, video shows the U.S. UK conducting airstrikes that is taking place in Yemen with support from Canada, Australia, Bahrain, and the Netherlands. So let's see this clip here. And I have it muted. It's just loud explosions. I don't want to blow your eardrums out, so just you can imagine what explosions sound like, and that is the audio of this video here. Thank you to Roz Alerts for doing their due diligence. I think they've got good intentions here with their reporting, and I appreciate it. They've really done a great job over the past year or so since they got started on X. Great work, Roz Alerts. Shout out. And that's that. So it looks like things have slowed down since this. And let's see. What else? What else? What else? Let's see. Any news? Let's see if the mainstream media has anything else on this situation here. This is all kind of happening live. So they just have this same article here. U.S. UK coalition strike Iran-backed Houthi targets in Yemen after spate of ship attacks in the Red Sea. The United States and Britain carried out a series of airstrikes on military locations belonging to Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen early Friday in response to militant groups' ongoing attacks. Fox News is told there were attacks on more than a dozen Houthi targets by air, surface, and submarine platforms. The attacks were carried out with support from Australia, the Netherlands, Bahrain, and Canada. A U.S. defense official says the U.K. contributed aircraft. The strikes come shortly after the White House called a lid on President Biden's engagements for the evening, as he was not expected to discuss this matter publicly. That's funny. He called a lid. Earlier today, there were rumors and reports that Biden was going to discuss Yemen tonight. And then they just went forward with the attacks instead, I guess, because I haven't heard anything from Joe Biden. He called a lid. They must have not have been able to get him on amphetamines or whatever they do to get him to get off his ass and out of the basement. They write on Fox News. It also follows news that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin had not notified the president or other officials of his whereabouts for several days while he was in the ICU at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. Yeah, that's right. In anticipation of the attack, Houthi forces transported some weapons and equipment and fortified others, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing a U.S. defense official. Local reports indicated Houthi militants were evacuating the Red Sea city of Hodeidah. I apologize. My pronunciations of these cities and things are not great, so I apologize. They write here, the group's leader, Abdel Malik al-Houthi, vowed in a televised speech earlier Thursday that any U.S. attack on Yemen's Houthis would not go without a response. He said any such response would be bigger than the recent strike in which its drones and missiles targeted a U.S. ship in the Red Sea. I think that was last week. Quote, any American attack will not remain without a response. The response will be greater than the attack that was carried out with 20 drones and a number of missiles, he said. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak briefed his cabinet of ministers late Thursday on the imminent military intervention. British media also reported that other political figures, including the leader of Britain's opposition Labour Party, Keir Starmer, as well as the Speaker of the House of Commons, had been briefed by the government. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby called on the Houthis earlier Thursday to stop these attacks, saying that the terrorist group would bear the consequences of failure to do so. The joint strike came after Iranian forces seized an oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman early Thursday morning. The seized vessel was in transit to Turkey when the Iranian naval forces boarded and seized the vessel, Pentagon Press Secretary General Pat Ryder told reporters. Major General. Quote, the key for military action in Yemen is to respond in a way that does not lead to a never-ending tit-for-tat. That has been the administration's approach to Syria and Iraq, and it has failed, said Richard Goldberg, a senior advisor at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies and a former National Security Council official, told Fox News Digital in a statement. Quote, the president needs to fundamentally change the calculus for Iran and its proxies. Has President Biden ordered the Houthis to be relisted as a foreign terrorist organization? President Biden ordered the $10 billion for Iran to be frozen? That's a question. They go on. Will any IRGC targets in Yemen or Iran's intelligence cargo ship be targeted? These are all relevant questions that help inform what the policy is and whether deterrence will actually be restored. Yemen's Iranian-backed Houthi militants have stepped up attacks on commercial vessels in the Red Sea in recent weeks in protest against Israel's war in Gaza. I think it's about more than just the Israel's war in Gaza, though. I think it has to do with world trade and all this aspect of things, but that's just my opinion. Various shipping lines have suspended operations, instead taking the longer journey around Africa. 14 countries, including the U.S., issued a joint statement last week saying, quote, the Houthis will bear responsibility. They're just repeating themselves now. The U.S. military said the Houthis earlier on Thursday had staged their 27th attack on shipping since November 19th. firing an anti-ship ballistic missile into international shipping lanes in the Gulf of Aden. Earlier this week, U.S. and British naval forces shot down drones and missiles fired by the Houthis toward the southern Red Sea after the Royal Navy warship HMS Diamond was attacked. The Houthis, who seized much of Yemen in a civil war, have vowed to attack ships linked to Israel or bound for Israel ports. However, many of the targeted ships have had no links to Israel. Curious. Let's see if we could find... people are so mad. Trump had no wars. People are retweeting it. That is not even remotely true. People are so upset. So funny. Let me go to the chats real quick, and then we'll see what else is breaking here. All right. All policies were burned when the stumbling corpse got into office. Oh, good Lord. You could say that again. Let's see. Updates. We've got, let's see, Abdul Salam Jahaf. Is this him? Let's translate this. The official page of Major General Abdul Salam Jahaf, member of the Dialogue Conference, member of the Shura Council, member of the Defense and Security Committee, Yemen, on X.com. Let's see here. 3 minutes ago. Let's see what he says. Whoever is involved will pay the price. Quote, this is good God, these names. I'm sorry, I just don't know. Abdul Salam Jahaf. Quote, just a few minutes ago on Twitter. Whoever is involved will pay the price. We will not stop our attacks until you leave the area, and we will not stop trampling on you until we see the humiliation in you. Yemen is now disciplining Britain and America at sea. Whoa. Urgent British Prime Minister. We urge, I can't read this, it's in a different language, to stop their attacks and to take steps to reduce the escalation. They're urging Khalid Shalwan, a politician outside the framework of public diplomacy, researcher in American affairs and Middle Eastern policy. And he put out a tweet 6 minutes ago. Let's look at what he said. 6 minutes ago, Khalid Shalwan on X.com. Let me show you guys this. Quote, the U.S. president issued a statement regarding the joint airstrikes tonight launched by aircraft, ships, and submarines of the U.S. and British armed forces against the terrorist group in Yemen, with support from Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands. At the end of his statement, it was said, quote, I will not hesitate to direct further measures to protect our people and the free flow of international trade as necessary. Who said this? This was said by Khalid Shalwan. Oh, what was that? Go back. Joe Biden. Oh, do I have audio here? Let me share this audio. Did Joe Biden have a statement tonight, or is this one from last week? Let's look. I'm not sure, you guys, but we're going to listen real quick. Let me get your share here.
Diplomacy to end the war in Yemen. We're also stepping up our diplomacy to end the war in Yemen, a war which has created a humanitarian and strategic catastrophe. This war has to end. And to underscore our commitment, we are ending all American support for offensive operations in the war in Yemen, including relevant arms sales. Diplomacy is back.
Really? Oh my gosh, this guy. Diplomacy's back, Joe. Oh, wow. Wow. Statement from President Joe Biden on coalition strikes in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. Today, at my discretion, U.S. military forces, together with UK with the United Kingdom and with support from Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands, successfully conducted strikes against a number of targets in Yemen used by Houthi rebels to endanger freedom of navigation in one of the world's most vital waterways. Let me go to the White House website and see if this is published there. Sounds like this is legit. Yeah, a joint statement from the governments of the United States, Australia, Bahrain, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Japan, Netherlands, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, Singapore, and the UK. So there you go, folks. That's the list right there. Basically take all these and put a V BRICS, and this is what we have for World War III here coming up. And I hope it gets de-escalated and it doesn't go there. But here is the full statement by the White House, published January 3rd, 2024. Okay, I thought this was today. They talk about the ongoing Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, how it's illegal, unacceptable, profoundly destabilizing. At the end of this message, they say, let our message now be clear. We call for the immediate end to all these illegal attacks and release of unlawfully detained vessels and crews. The Houthis will bear the responsibility of the consequences should they continue to threaten lives, the global economy, and free flow of commerce in the region's critical waterways. We remain committed to the international rules-based order and are determined to hold malign actors accountable for unlawful seizures and attacks. January 3rd, 2024. January 3rd. So that's the last thing from the briefing room on whitehouse.gov. Nothing else here, huh? Where's Joe? Let's see. Let's go to his Twitter. Let's see if his handlers have written anything to the American people on Twitter. 30 minutes ago, when it comes to gun violence, we don't have to get over it. We have to stop it. So really, his media handler is just posting about gun violence and anti-Second Amendment posts. That's great. Meanwhile, World War III just started, and you are talking about the gun issues in the United States. Wow, good on you. Vince, live update on Fox. All right, let's see what we've got here, what Fox News is saying. Fox, let's see. Oh gosh, what? I clicked their video and it's DeSantis. Yeah, it's all DeSantis stuff. Where are you seeing this? Thank you. Yeah, if you have a link, go ahead and send it and I could pull it up. I appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. Yeah, if any of you find anything, you have tips, you could tag me on Twitter or send it to me in the chats and I'll check it out. Let's see here. Let me go to my notifications. People are just getting mad at me for saying there were no wars under Trump. That's all I got in my feed here. False alarm. Oh, God. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak confirms that the RAF has carried out strikes on Houthi targets, saying the UK will always stand up for freedom of navigation. Israel-Hamas war latest. This is from Sky News. Let's see what they are reporting. President Biden confirms that the U.S. and UK military forces, with support from other allies, conducted strikes against targets in Yemen used by Houthis. Earlier, Houthis fired a ballistic missile into international shipping lanes in the Gulf of Aden, the U.S. military said. That's what they have. So we're really just stuck right here right now. They've got some explosions. We just watched those. This footage is unverified, they say, so be careful. This is just 6 minutes ago, and it's just videos that are going around here. What do we see here? Analysis 12 minutes ago. Strikes inevitable to avoid Red Sea turning into the Wild West. One of the world's busiest shipping lanes can't just become the Wild West. That is the rationale for this. Western nations said they would not allow Houthi attacks on international shipping to continue. Deterrence in the form of Western warships didn't work. Yes, they could shoot down the missiles and take the kamikaze drones using hugely expensive missiles, but the multinational naval presence didn't stop the Houthis from launching them. And we've got a useful map here. It's always good to familiarize ourselves with the landscape here. Especially, this is going to be a topic for conversation. Here is the Red Sea. The bottom right, you have Yemen. The Houthi territory is this western side of Yemen, right against the Red Sea. And there is the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, a thin, narrow corridor into the Red Sea from the Gulf of Aden. And this is where ships generally would go in, but they instead are having to go all the way down Africa. And I'm having a storm right now. I think I just heard thunder cracking. So if I lose connection, I apologize. We are having power outages and things this week. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Army Rangers, for that link. Let me take a quick look in a second here. Houthi leaders say they will respond. I've got wind and I think I have thunder cracking. All right, let's see what we've got, if we've got any live coverage of this. Why is there no audio here? What's going on? The video that Fox posted doesn't have any audio. Or am I disconnected or something? What's going on? Oh, no, I turned it down here. Let me see. Oh, my goodness. No? No. What's up? I apologize. No, there's no sound on that video. This is all the same information. I'm going to go over to Twitter here. Maybe this was just, maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that little back and forth there. Let's see. Khalid Al-Shalwan is live right now. Live on a Twitter space. It seems like things have calmed down. There's no more information coming out right now. So maybe we'll call it a day here and sign off. But I think that's where we stand right now on this situation. You say Army Ranger says, I have sound on it. Is it a 2-minute video? Let me see. No, I'm not getting it. I apologize. Rumi, you have power outages too? Yikes. All right, folks. Well, thank you for turning in. Please hit those like buttons, and we'll stay on just for a few more minutes, see what else is going on. Yeah, I left Maryland. I get an article too, and it has a video on it that's a couple minutes long. Other than that, I don't know what it is. Let me go over to their Telegram, see if there's an update. The vice chairman of Ansar Allah Media, quote, any Yemeni response to the American aggression on Yemen will be officially announced by the Yemeni armed forces. Therefore, we recommend caution in reporting the news. There was a tweet by the parliament member that was deleted, so they're just being careful with their output of information right now. Okay. My gosh. Let's see what else we got. Wow, guys, this is nuts. Absolutely nuts. I knew something had happened today, man. It's every single day this year. There's just major developments in this global affair, right? So crazy. Several unconfirmed reports circulating of a downed US F-22 in Yemen. Only problem is that I'm fairly certain there aren't any F-22s in theater. So this could be fake information that people are pointing out. Military POV on Twitter said, Houthi official, an American F-22 fighter was shot down over Sana'a. The Intel Frog on X is saying, I don't think there are any there. So, like I said, we have to be careful on the information that people are sharing. Here we have an update. Yemen's deputy foreign minister in the Sana'a government, Hussein al-Ezi, quote, Our country was subjected to a massive aggressive attack by American and British ships, submarines, and warplanes, and without a doubt, London and Washington will have to prepare to pay a heavy price. Yemen's deputy chairman of the Ansar Allah Media Authority, Nasser al-Din Amer. Any Yemeni response to the aggression will be officially announced by the Yemeni armed forces. Oh, shoot. So it sounds like they're getting ready for a retaliatory response. They're threatening London and Washington, and that any response will be announced by the Yemeni armed forces. So, I mean, this is crazy, folks. Absolutely crazy. The general of the Yemeni armed forces, Abdusalam Jahaf, said, quote, "By the grace of Almighty Allah, we sank the first American ship with everyone on board using our missiles. So we are waiting for recognition or not of the loss from America." That, I hope, is not true. And that is from Sprinter, and with a snapshot of this tweet by let me look this up. Is this a real tweet? Abdul Salam. Let's see what people are saying in the comments. Is this fake? I have doubts to believe they sank any ship. Is this verified? No, it's not verified. They stood up side by side. Whatever. Gosh, people are praising this destruction. It's absolutely horrible. No proof of this at all. No confirmation. We will stand by, though. People are saying it's a fake tweet. See, why do I get this guy coming up on my feed? I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to block him because I don't care to see this stuff. Over 500,000 followers. I'm just going to block it. So that's unconfirmed, folks. Unconfirmed reports. Let's see. What else? What else is going on here? Iraq resistance launched an aerial attack, a drone or missile targeting an Israeli asset in the occupied territory near the Jordan River Park. So we're seeing some more attacks. This is probably going to go for the rest of the evening. And I just blocked this person. Wow. Iraqi resistance. In the event of an attack, we will attack American military bases with all our might. Oh, pray for the military and everybody, man. We need peace, man. And I can't wait for that day. But right now, things are getting worse. Absolutely. Let's see. Let's see if we've got... I wonder if Flynn has said anything on this. Okay, so Flynn has responded. Let's take a look at what he has to say here just 25 minutes ago. Okay. General Flynn on X 25 minutes ago. This telegraph, talking about the large-scale air campaign against the Houthi terrorist group in western Yemen. He says, General Mike Flynn says, this telegraph means we'll be hitting a lot of nothing. We should have heard about this tomorrow night after the fact. And the Houthi missiles are being directly provided by and from Iran. So here's the real culprit here. Can you say escalation? Uh-oh. That's interesting. He says, we should have heard about this tomorrow night. Can somebody kind of explain that to me like I'm Joe Biden? I'm not really understanding. Does that mean it should have been just out of the public purview? Let me go over to this account. I want to make sure I turn on this. See if they posted anything else. An hour ago, 7 minutes ago, update. The air raid sirens heard earlier at the U.S. Embassy compound within the International Green Zone in Baghdad, Iraq, reportedly were reportedly just warning sirens to notify staff of a threat level increase due to the strikes that were ongoing against the Houthi terrorist groups in Yemen. So the Iraqi military bases are on high alert. Threat level increases due to these strikes that have just occurred tonight. All right. Well, there's what we have. Jesus is my savior says, praying this does not bring all out war. I agree. I'm with you there. We've got a long year ahead of us, an election year. And I don't have any faith in who Army Rangers calls the bumbling corpse in resolving this issue with his counterpart, Cacklin Kamala, right? I mean, yeah, I don't see this coming to an end before next year, personally. Hopefully it calms down and it doesn't escalate into all-out, full-blown war, let alone a full-blown nuclear war. Let's see. Yeah, Jesus is my savior said, good to block unconfirmed reports. Yeah, you know, when I see too much garbage from an account, they're gone. They're out of my feed. I just can't. Let's see this. This just coming out from OSNIT Defender. Again, you guys, we got to be careful with information. This is all just breaking, and it could be redacted or retracted or come out as false later. But you apparently, according to @SentDefender, the UK Ministry of Defence has announced and released photos of the 4 Eurofighter Typhoon multi-role fighter jets and an Airbus A330 multi-role refueling tanker launched from RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus that participated in tonight's joint missile and airstrike with the United States Navy and Air Force against the Houthi terrorist group in Yemen. Really? The UK Ministry of Defense? Let's see. Do they have a... I wonder if they have a Twitter or what. Let's see. The UK Ministry of Defense. Where are they communicating? Ministry of Defense, gov.uk. An airstrike against Houthi military targets. Yes, they have. This is real. They did release these images. On the 11th of January, Royal Air Force aircraft joined coalition forces in striking a number of facilities used by Houthi rebel factions in Yemen to attack shipping in the southern Red Sea. The Royal Navy destroyers HMS Diamond have already been active alongside U.S. and French warships in defending vital international shipping lanes against Houthi drones and missiles. This is from gov.uk. They say, given the persistence of the Houthis in threatening merchant ships, several of which have already suffered damage, and the deliberate targeting of HMS Diamond and U.S. Navy vessels on 9th of January, coalition forces identified key facilities involved in these attacks and agreed to conduct a carefully disconnected. You son of a gun. Stand by, folks. Successfully connected. I apologize for these interruptions. I've got some weather here, but I'm going to continue on this report from gov.uk. They say 4 RAF Typhoon FGR-4s supported by a Voyager Air refueling tanker therefore used pave way 4 guided bombs to conduct precision strikes on 2 of the Houthi facilities. One was a site at Bani in northwestern Yemen, used to launch reconnaissance and attack drones. A number of buildings involved in drone operations were targeted by our aircraft. The other location struck by our aircraft was a airfield at Abs. Intelligence has shown that it has been used to launch both cruise missiles and drones over the Red Sea. Several key targets at the airfield were identified and prosecuted by our aircraft. In planning these strikes, particular care was taken to minimize any risks to civilians, and any such risks were mitigated further by the decision to conduct the strikes during the night. The detailed results of the strikes are being assessed, but early indications are that the Houthis' ability to threaten merchant ships has taken a blow, and our commitment to protecting the sea lanes through which some 15% of the world's shipping passes and which is vital to the global economy has been amply demonstrated. Published today, just recently. The gov.uk. So perhaps that's where we stand for the night. But I think that the military bases are going to be on high alert here. Let's see. Another link, Army Rangers. Thank you very much. Let me check that out real quick. And we're just live talking about the strikes in near Yemen, or in Yemen, from the U.S. and U.K. with help from others that broke tonight. Here is a quick video of what we've been covering, just a recap here, and they've got a nice map of the areas here in question. This is Fox News here. Let's see. Here's the map. Here's Yemen. Here's the Red Sea. Here's the Strait. And let's listen. Oh.
Fox News alert.
Jesus.
The U.S. and the British have just launched a joint attack against Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. Trey Yingst is in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Jesse, good evening. This is breaking news. The United States and the United Kingdom have launched around a dozen strikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen. This follows a series of attacks against commercial shipping vessels since mid-October, around 27, according to our sources, and also amid red lines that were drawn by the United States and ultimately crossed by those Iran-backed Houthis, launching new attacks not just against the Red Sea, but against Israel. Back on October 17th, the Houthis started their participation in the Israel-Hamas war. Remember, both Hamas and Hezbollah on Israel's northern border, and, of course, the Houthis in Yemen, all backed by Iran. This is all linked and connected, and it comes amid concern across the region that things are escalating to a much broader regional conflict. We understand tonight Israeli officials are on high alert, fearing retaliation from the Houthis, and we are also learning, according to one U.S. defense official, that in these strikes that took place tonight, Jesse, the United States and the United Kingdom targeted radar systems, storage facilities, and also launch sites for cruise and ballistic missiles. Jesse?
Trey, thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey.
Wow. Thank you for that, Army Rangers. I appreciate your help in getting this information out there. All right. Hi, shout out to Christy Beck, saying hi from upstate South Carolina. If you're listening, hello. All right, folks. Let's see. What else have we got going on? This, by the way, is interesting. I was thinking about the implications of this on trade. The market is going to react to this, and we're going to be able to see that at the opening bell tomorrow. But also with the futures, I wonder what's happening. Let's take a quick look at the price of Bitcoin, because we just had the Bitcoin ETFs that went live today. What do you think those prices are going to do? By the way, we're just going to have a volatility like we've never seen, and it's a great opportunity for like options traders and things like that. Let's just go look at the price of Bitcoin. I'm curious. Do you think it went up or it went down in the last hour? Let's see. Any predictions? Bitcoin? Maybe you already checked. Bitcoin minus 1.37% right now. It's at 40. It just dipped below 46,000 as I was speaking. And so right now we're at 46,000 essentially, a high. But we shall see how it goes, and we'll check back in on Bitcoin in the morning. I think it's going to pass 50,000 by I think Bitcoin will pass 50,000 by February 1st. That's my prediction. All right. And I'm going to post that on Twitter. Prediction. Bitcoin 50K. I think so. What do you guys think? I should put my money where my mouth is, huh? If I think that's going to happen. Bitcoin 50K by 2/1/2024. Post. Let me know. What do you guys think? I don't know. Some of you might not be Bitcoin people, but Army Rangers dropping now, but overnight will go up. Left Maryland says half. I'm so glad I started to prep my pantry and other stuff. Very good, Left Maryland. Half the world is night. Same. You know, a little bit goes a long way. So great job. You can never have enough. I know. It's so true. It's a never-ending prospect. And it's I love doing it, though. It's fun. That's kind of a weird thing. It is fun, though. I don't know why. Hopefully we don't have to use it. Let's see here. People arguing under my post on Twitter. What else do we got? Oh yeah, I was just thinking of the economic implications of this and what they're going to be. Well, obviously defense is going to go up, right? Let's see. This is crazy. But I was just kind of reveling in the fact that we had those Bitcoin ETFs, and then the same day we have these attacks. I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but let's see if there's anybody talking about this. Nope. Don't forget batteries and candles, everyone. Yeah, candles, batteries. Thank you, Army Rangers. Absolutely. Water, food, first aid, radios, crank radios, flashlights. You never know. I mean, this is good for any situation, including World War III, which may just be coming up. Hopefully not. But, man, is this an escalation in this war? Let's see. I'm going to go over to Truth Social, see if Donald Trump is awake. Awake. Why wouldn't he be awake? Yeah, see if he's posting. Maybe he has something to say about this situation. Make America Great Again. Witch hunt. Unconstitutional witch hunt an hour ago. Trump has not articulated his thoughts on this situation as of yet. Let's see if anybody's got anything going on Truth Social. Not really. Let's see. No, Truth Social is not the best. I'm sorry to say it, but I do follow Trump there, and that's pretty much it. All right. Let's see if we've got any more information about the US and UK airstrikes that were conducted in Yemen, targeting their facilities that help facilitate their targeting of shipping vessels in the Red Sea. Yeah, it's so funny. Christy Beck says, "Who sleeps anymore?" I know. That's hilarious, right? You could say that again. I apologize for this. My phone's going off too. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything here. All right, we're good. Whoops. What else? What else, folks? I think this may be it for now. And why don't we call it? And we'll get back to it at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, bright and early tomorrow morning to start our days with a little recap of what's going on. I'll be tweeting as the night goes on, so follow me on Twitter, and you can go to my website, follow my Substack. I post all of my links and things that I read throughout the day in Substack for all of you to see exactly what I'm talking about, and be able to share it without having to search for it. So you can subscribe to my Substack. Just go to the website in the description And I'll see y'all soon. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And I'll see y'all soon tomorrow morning with Rise and Grind, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So turn on your notifications and check it out. By the way, I haven't been posting the audio for that the end of this week. I'll start that back up in the next week or two. So we'll have the audio. I just got to get some things together, and it'll be going every single day, Monday through Friday, for the audio podcast on Podbean. Okay. So I apologize for not getting that up there for those who like that method of listening to the shows, but it will be back up soon and every day thereafter. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you subscribe over there on Podbean as well. Everywhere you can, please do. Good night, and God bless you too. Jesus is my Savior. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, take care. God bless, and Godspeed.